Okay, the recording started. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, here we go. Good morning, everyone. So this session is completely focused on the Middle East data market. The Middle East data market is slightly different from the overall, the IT market itself is slightly different than the rest of the world because, in India, we have actually uh, a kind of market aligned to mostly the Western world. Okay. Which means we have all the technology adoptions, everything which are much faster as and when the US and Europe is adopting a technology or methodology or a process, we get to know that. So that is the kind of adoption what we get in India because we work for the service entity of US, and also we work as a offshore for the product companies in which are in US or Europe. So that is one different case where we are directly aligned with the US technical team, business team, and other important aspect of the companies. So when it comes to the Gulf market, yes, this market is actually having a very good technological opportunities where each and every technology of IT is emerging, and the adoption is more, and adoption is innovations are actually coming up where the investments are catching up towards the innovations because this region is getting competitions. So that is the one thing. When a market is competitive, you can see more innovation. That is the ultimate uh, kind of scope for any innovation to happen. The market needs to be more challenging, and the market is getting more investment. Multiple Western companies are investing, and also they are setting up the regional headquarters because these area is considered as a major transit area where you can easily go to the Southeast Asia, and also you can go to the Western countries in equal time. And for the people from India, it is very comfortable that the maximum travel distance is 4.5 hours to here, which is and from Mumbai and Delhi, it's very less. So this is very near to the country, where if you have any limitations or any immediate needs, we can easily travel. So that is one important thing. When okay, the what are we going to discuss today? Oh, I'm going to scroll this. Okay. Uh, okay. Can everybody be on mute so that I'll open a Q&A session so that we can discuss during that? Thank you. Okay, so we are going to just have a small introduction about what I'm doing and my company. Global IT market, current status. Yes, that's kind of a demotivating topic. But it's okay. We have to know that. Middle East countries with more plans. Yes, I can let you know which countries have to be targeted. Uh, and you have reasons for a drastic IT development. What are the reasons here? Technologies preferred. Okay, that will be more interesting because here you can see different trends and what are the focus on cloud. And I will also give you one more details because while I was coming to office in car, I thought, okay, most of the people have a different question about what would I do if for what should I do to get a job? And if I get a job, is it authentic? Because the most of the people are having worries about the authenticity of jobs in UAE. Yes, which are actually a bigger question mark. And there are few scams happening. Like I can explain you about that. How to be more cautious because everywhere the this problem is common. So I can let you know what are the things you have to avoid in case if you're looking for a job in UAE or if you are in UAE, what kind of things you have to do to get a job and get into authentic job postings. Those are the most important thing because I could get a lot of information from people who recently moved to UAE and they get stuck with some consultancies because of the scam and other things. I can let you know that. Okay. And yeah, let's get into it. So my name is Navnitha Babu Chalaturai. I have a company here in UAE. My company is pure data engineering, and we are now doing cloud and AI projects. So my company name is Gulf Consulting. I was actually having a company in India. Then in 2019, I came here for a training. I was a trainer. I have trained nearly 7,000 participants around the world. So I came to, I was actually hosting a training for a Cloudera in Qatar. I met the company, with the contract company which was hosting the training, and the founder of the contract company wants to start a consulting and a product firm where he was asking me suggestions, and I gave them few ideas. Then he thought, okay, if I can join with him, it would be good. So we have decided after Qatar, I went to US for 1 month. After I returned from US, we had a detailed call, and we spoke about the partnership. It was good because I was very settled in am I audible? One second. Okay. Yeah, I was very much settled in the training because I was continuously taking training. Once during the COVID and all, I was taking morning 5:30 to 7 o'clock US evening trainings, then 9 to 5 corporate batches. I've trained a lot of people in different corporate companies like PayPal, uh, uh, City, Vodafone. I was doing Cloud official training, Databricks trainings. So I was very much settled, but I was not very happy to repeat the same thing because the technology is evolving. As if somebody have to teach, they have to work. That is my ideology. Because without the real current market trend, you cannot teach the right thing. Because you can be yet another trainer who just go through the books and do it, but when it comes to the IT world, the books are different, and the problems what we face defines how you learn. So I thought, okay, let me try it again. Then we started the company. We were at COVID hit, and then we started proposing the projects. 1 year it went. I was completely taking training and doing proposals. 2022, we got 2021. Actually, I came to UAE and we started getting a few projects. We started with Etisalat, Dubai Islamic Bank projects for migration from Cloudera to from Hortonworks to Cloudera. So because that time Hortonworks and Cloudera was actually merged, and Hortonworks licenses were getting uh, invalid, so all the customers were forced to move to CDP, Cloudera Data Platform. So then we started there, and then we proposed a very big project for a government entity in UAE. That took almost 1 year for us to get the project, and we got the project through a system integrator company. So I gave the complete architecture and uh, the proposal, everything, the execution plan and everything for the project. Then we started, so the company started becoming good and we started becoming big. That's one of the most, because earlier I was doing all the, I mean, I was one of the major contributor for the company, like handling the project, sometimes most of the time technical even. Then we started hiring more people, and now we are 20 plus data experts who are working on data engineering projects, Informatica talent, uh, data governance. We have people working for Hadoop administration. We have people working on various different cloud. We have a lot of certified cloud administrators and data engineers who are working on Azure, G42, and different clouds. I can explain you about what is this G42, uh, different clouds in UAE. So that's one of the thing. And we have customers like Mashreq Bank, which is one of the private bank in UAE, Dubai Islamic Bank, STC, Saudi Telecom Corporation. Etisalat is the biggest telecom company here. Ooredoo is the biggest telecom company in the Gulf region. Taka is a energy related company, oil and this one electricity and water related company, which is actually one of our good customer, where we are doing through a system integrator, and one of this is a border security and few other companies. So we have expertise in first of all Hadoop, and also uh, so we have expertise in Hadoop and other cloud data engineering. We are also doing a few cloud migration projects, which are becoming decent in the market, where nowadays many people are looking forward to adopt to cloud in this region, and also the cloud companies are setting up their regions here, data centers. So coming to the current state of global IT market, I told you this would be slightly a stressful topic because the current state of global IT market is not very good. Okay. This is the honest answer, and also you could sense a lot of blogs and the news which are coming across. The market is not very good. I would say it's not very bad actually. That's a decent thing, but it's not very good. I can explain you one important reason for that. So the first, the cost of IT is actually considered high because the inflation and cost of living on in various different part of the world is becoming high. Okay, you could know that the friends who went to Canada and US recently are suffering because of the cost issues. The real estate cost, or which means the rental and the survival cost of different countries are hiking. Because of that, the need of more salary for everybody is a high priority. Because of that, the cost of IT is also increasing. So the companies are more worrying, and also, you have seen a drastic increase in Indian IT market, where you could see whoever, I mean, let's say if you see 10 people around you who are data engineers, at least five of them would be saying, I'm getting 40 lakhs, 45 lakhs, 50 lakhs. Okay, good. So that was a good improvement when the COVID hits. But when it comes to a 40 lakhs, it is $50,000 in US, which means the reason why they chose India or other offshore was to have the cost reduction. When the cost is coming up, yes, everybody in the sense, see, business, okay, every business would have a slight irritation. That is what, because when you run a company, you have to work on profit. That is what the business expectations. Okay, so that is one thing. And reduce in IT investment, that is because of the various government factors across the world, and various different problems which every governments are facing. And I would say the COVID is effect of COVID is hitting now, because COVID, everybody wants to change their business, because a retail company has to focus on a different way of selling the product. Healthcare has to focus on different way of promoting the healthcare services. Banks want to have more virtual banking, which means everybody invested a lot. Where the investment come from? Somebody, an investor or an investment firm or a group of ventures, VCs. Now everybody are asking for return of investment. The set of investment companies who invested on very big companies or a small company or a medium company in 2020 and 2021 has to get the returns now. So all these organizations have to plan for their investors to be benefited. If not, they don't get the rest of the investment and they withdraw the money. That's a big problem for them. So that is the main reason where most of the companies are reducing the cost this year to compensate the business profits. Okay, and focusing on cost saving. Yes, they wanted to do, because the global scenarios are not very good, and companies, that's what companies have to invest, compensate the investors. That is one of the important thing. And advancements on cloud market is actually a positive thing. Nowadays, the cloud market is becoming very good. Microsoft Azure, AWS adoptions over the world are very fast, and this I would say it's smooth. The cloud transition is very smooth because the cloud tools are very mature nowadays. My first project with Microsoft Azure was on 2017, and it was disaster. The components were not working. You don't get proper support from the Microsoft. It was 5 6 years ago, and we thought, okay, let's delay it. But now if you talk to Microsoft, they are the best. If you talk to AWS, they have very good component. If you talk GCP, they are building a lot of great things. So likewise, and depreciating skills. Okay, now right, the people are more everywhere. See, if you see, this is the right option. Gulf is the right option to see the different, the diversity of developers. I have a friend who's working with a Sudani data architect. Okay, and there are a lot of people from Egypt, Lebanon. All these people are, everybody are now educated. Everybody are exposed to the world. Everybody have the same internet. So the competition is actually good. And there are some companies. I will talk about this diversity when it comes to certain things about the Gulf market. There are a lot of countries, and I would honestly tell that there are some countries have good engineers less than the cost of Indians. Okay, that is one. I don't mean, when it comes to Indian demands, yes, we are dominating the world. But when it comes to cost, there are some other countries who are actually now becoming cost effective. And when it comes to business, if the companies are finding same skills, they are happy. And restricted investment on innovations due to the COVID investor problem again, and market is neutral. Uh, Post third quarter, there will be slight more problems in the market, but now it is neutral. I would say neutral in the sense I could get a lot of bad news and also a lot of good news that people are getting jobs. So that is why I'm telling it as neutral. But some of you have a thought that market is already very bad. But okay, this is what the current global market. I would say it's neutral, not very good, not very bad. Again, coming to the conclusion of this. Coming to the Middle East countries with more plans, which are the Middle East countries having greater plans? I would say the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is actually having very good plans, and there are a lot of innovations planned. There are a lot of IT investments planned. Uh, so I can talk to you about the perspective of Saudi Arabia, because most of you would be having a different perspective when it comes to Saudi Arabia. I can let you know some of the information about that. The next is UAE. UAE market is UAE is not a very big country actually. When it comes to the map wise or way of but the economy wise, that's very good. Which means the opportunity on UAE is not vast like US or Europe, but it has we have a lot of opportunities nowadays. Okay, so that is one thing. Qatar is actually a self-sustained kingdom here, and it has a lot of opportunities, and a lot of good things are coming up in Qatar. Oman, Kuwait, these are actually slow, they are slow in adoption, but they also have some IT jobs which are actually good and just long term. Jordan is actually, let's say, Jordan. I don't think we may have option, but Jordan is becoming a regional offshore of UAE, because the people who speaks Arabics are more. That's a Arabic nation, and there are a lot of IT companies are having headquarters in. I mean, service entities in Jordan, like how US and India, right? Likewise, UAE and Jordan. I could see many companies who are doing service entity in Saudi Arabia are having Jordan services where they have Arabic equivalency, and they have more opportunities. I could these are the countries which are actually having more projects and more technical need for IT and also data in the in few for the next few years. Okay, and always my first priority goes to Saudi Arabia, because they have a massive investment and they have a lot of IT jobs which are coming, and they are very diversified. They are okay with multiple what is that, race people, multiple people from different countries, and the job opportunities are more. They're becoming more social, so more social than the past. Okay, so and also they are welcoming more people with better options. UAE, obviously, the market in Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is biggest market here for IT. There are a lot of companies and innovations. Governments are setting up a lot of IT firms. They are putting a lot of investment on healthcare technologies. Banks are becoming more powerful, and because this is becoming a major trade hub. It's already a trade hub. That's a different story, and they want to focus more on non-oil business. Okay, so that is the most important thing, where the tourism, non-oil, again, reason for drastic development in Middle East, non-oil economy. They have to prove that non-oil economy will be sustainable for these countries to drive the further targets on safe banking platforms. Yes, there are a lot of innovations happening around the banking areas, where you have a lot of long-term stable jobs from the banks. Tourism, this country is becoming tourism hub. You know that Saudi is building Neom and Red Sea, which are actually a kind of a heaven-like cities they are projecting. Uh, for the tourism. They already have a lot of great things. You could see in the last IPL, Visit Saudi was one of the biggest sponsored on ad. So likewise, they are doing a lot of things to promote the tourism because, sorry, because they want to also establish a non-oil business and make more people come there and have a good perspective about the country, and plan to enhance further trade routes which are actually happening. And this is geographically middle of the world, where you have a lot of traffic. Last year, I think almost like 1.5 crores of Indians have visited Dubai. So likewise, there are a lot of metrics, which means the people are coming here, and it's becoming a hub. Okay, and most of the people travel from the Western countries have a transit here, so that's a different things. And also, they recently there were the visas are becoming more easier, like a 5-year visa. All these are coming up actually. And investment and establishment for the Western countries, like Saudi has a policy that somebody wants to do a very good business in Saudi, they have to be regional headquarter in Saudi, Riyadh. Okay. So likewise, the regional headquarters are coming. Nowadays, companies are keeping two headquarters, one in UAE, because this is the traditionally they have been here for long years, and Saudi is promoting there. So they have a second regional or first regional and second in both the countries. Okay. And increasing workforces. There are a lot of demands, and the IT requirement is more, and real estate demands are more. You could see, I can see you that near to my office, I can show you there are a lot of villas and apartments are coming up. It's not just like a big, and everything are already sold, or they have very, very, very big demand here. So the real estate companies are building a very good IT infrastructure and social improvements. There are a lot of when they want to promote this country like a Western country with traditional values. So that has to be kept very stronger. So they want to try, make people, diversified people come here and spend their life here. To, and also the most important thing is high safety. I cannot, I mean, like, I cannot explain the safety things here. You could have seen a lot of Instagram things. Everything are true, I would say. Okay. Safety wise, this is the best country which I've ever seen. I visited few countries where everybody says when you go to this country, be sure when you go to this city, you have to remove your gold. You should not have gold, or don't expose your phones. Likewise, it happened to me when I visited some places. It's again. Uh, I know the place where I come from has how what kind of safety, but here, honestly, you can just you have a very, very high level of safety, and you could feel it actually. Even if you come as a tourist, you could feel it, and you have a lot of protection systems for you that will actually help you. And the responses from the governments are very fast, because they have a lot of rules here. The rule, if somebody is breaching a rule, you have a heavy fine, which means even a driving as a very challenging one here. You should be very proper. If not, you get a big fine. So the rules are making this country safe, which are easily breachable in our country. That's a different story. And coming to the technologies preferred in the Middle East. Okay, Middle East and technologies. This is actually an interesting topic where I would say the technology stacks are slightly outdated, because when you take a country like India on a banking, you have 1 billion people, okay? And when you take US, you have multiple states, and when you take certain Europe countries, even certain Europe countries has this demand. I mean, they don't want a bigger infrastructure. So likewise, the UAE works on a way that, okay, they were not in need of a very vast and big data infra, I mean, big data infrastructure has become a trend here, but they were not in need of a drastic infrastructure. They were like, I'm okay. Certain banks on a specific retail banking entity, they are running with 400, 500 pipelines. That's fine for them. And they have already most of the problems solved by their upstream FlexCube and other systems where direct queries are working. That's okay. So until now, or I would say until last year, there were kind of on-premises based because of the policies. Each and every countries have their own policy that the data has to be on the local data center, and the data has to be properly secured, because it's all regional thing. So the on-premises based infrastructures are more common here. Let's say Cloudera CDP, you have a private cloud on premises. That is most of the companies, every banks are having it. And most of the biggest telco companies, the data wise, they have good amount of data, but it's all on premises. The cloud adoption is happening now. Okay. A few private banks, especially cloud government banks, are slightly still hesitant when it comes to UAE. But Saudi recently, there is a conference happened. If you see, I mean, you could have noticed in LinkedIn that Leap happened, And Leap got big sponsor from GCP and AWS, where they announced that they are having more preferences from the bigger Saudi companies like STC Pay, banks, and others who wanted to check, because they have, everybody are having 2 or 3 data centers in Saudi now. Riyadh, Jeddah, the data centers are coming up. Google has set up a data center which will be opened soon. So GCP, which means if the cloud is local, they don't have hesitation to put that components in cloud, because earlier it was like they were having cloud either in UAE, which they don't want, or Qatar, or Western Europe, Sweden, or other countries where they don't want to host their data on a different world as per their government policies. But now every regions are having their own cloud, rather than Bahrain and UAE. Now Saudi is also having their own cloud. So that adoption is happening. But when come to the current, more if you see a job, okay, I would give you one harsh information. You could see a lot of companies are actually having cloud requirements. Okay, but if you see, other than Emirates and few others, there are not much cloud adoptions here, which everybody wants to do something in cloud. But if you see the workload, most of them are in CDP or in Cloudera or in a different Oracle or a different infrastructure, where the cloud adoption, or Informatica in case of ETL, the cloud adoption is happening. So they expect people to be very good on cloud. But because I have a company where I'm taking few people for few banks and others, where when the people comes here, they are telling, bro, what is this? They have only 20 pipelines in Databricks. Others are 200, 300 in Spark, CDP, on Airflow or Woozy, which is what is this? They asked in the interview to be a very big geek on cloud, but now see, I'm not doing great things on cloud. That is happening, but eventually it will be solved because they are experimenting and they have good outcomes which are coming from the cloud. So there will be more cloud adoptions. Postgres is one of the operational database, very common here. Oracle ecosystem, complete Oracle Fusion, and other few things are even from IoT to reporting. So there are some companies using complete Oracle ecosystem. Informatica, this is one of the most important cloud component here. Majority of the companies are having Informatica, MDM, Axon for governance. I could see most of the banks are having this. Then you have EDC, Informatica Data Catalog, ED Enterprise Data Catalog. So these are the components which are very wide here in case of ETL and also on the MDM data governance. Talent is also having their own share, but not very good. Okay. And when it comes to Power BI, the reason why I've given Power BI is up reporting. And one more thing, in Informatica also, it's not IACs, it's Power Center. Okay. So because slightly older, right? The cloud adoption is not that great. So Power Center is the most widely used here. IACS has not been much explored and not been much used. Again, when it comes to Power BI also, it's reporting server based because it is on premises. Teradata has its own market in Qatar, UAE, and Saudi, but they are losing it. There are some customers who already raised RFPs to not renew Teradata from the current what is that cycle, what is current uh, renewable license renewal. So they wanted to move to different infrastructure where they, and also some of them are preferring cloud now. So that is currently happening. We also are bidding to few RFPs which are actually they want to get rid of Teradata and talent. So that is one of the thing. And IBM tool stack. IBM has a very good presence here, starting from the Spectrum scale, Maximo for the collection of data from the IoT. They have this various different IBM tools are actually Big SQL is still being used at some of the places here. So technological wise and advisory wise, IBM has more presence on various different companies here, where they believe IBM a lot and they are doing a very good service. I could see companies using MongoDB, Microsoft MS SQL server still being used, like let's say banks with FlexCube T24, they have MS SQL, which are actually the common. And Confluent is also one of the good thing here for Kafka. Again, it's on premises. So these are the technology stacks. If you, along with the cloud if you see any job market or job posting here, you could see these technology stacks with cloud preference Azure. Azure is a dominant here. And you could see, but as I mentioned, the adoption is happening on few companies, which are actually well planned, and I would say that you get more opportunities, and in the coming year and next year, you have more opportunities on cloud. So learning cloud is always a good thing to do right now. Coming to the focus on cloud. Focus on cloud, as I mentioned, Azure it takes the upper hand here because of with the multiple region, and also they have very good sales team, and the implementations are happening smoother. Uh, smoother in the sense, I could say there are some problems where some services, some components are not available in the region in case of AI and LLM stuff, which they are solving faster. That is the important thing here. So, but when it comes to technology, Microsoft, most of the people on the data side, you have this Delta, Lakehouse, uh, Databricks kind of thing. And even Microsoft has given a very good seminar or a session 2-3 weeks ago about the current fabric, which is purely based on Synapse, where no database, Synapse, Lakehouse, and various other the one lake concept, which they are bringing, and they have complete. The companies are more focused on it, and they also told you can easily move your current notebooks to Synapse notebooks, which are actually very easy. So that, which means in future, Microsoft has their own self-contained component like Databricks. Okay, so that is a different story on the technology side. But this region, Microsoft Azure takes the upper hand, and rise of local cloud. This is one important thing. The Abu Dhabi government has actually wanted to have their own cloud, and they formed a company called G42, which has service entities like Core 42 and few other companies, where G42 has a bigger investment, and they have their local cloud, which is white labeled from Huawei Cloud. Okay, the Chinese cloud company. Uh, Huawei Cloud has been white labeled as G42, and that has a good welcome on the government and other entities, and they have a lot of local data centers, and the Abu Dhabi-based entities were preferring that. But now when it comes to cloud, right, I would say the sales and the implementations are different. The sales says, okay, I can do miracles. But when it comes to implementation, there are a lot of problems, like how Microsoft was facing before 4-5 years, G42 is facing. So some customers are actually getting out of G42 also. We have one RFP where they wanted to have a parallel components coming up in Azure. But that company is a very good company to work for, and also the cloud is becoming good in the market. So eventually it will be improved. Initially, the initial stages, the struggles are common for every technological components. But G42 is actually a local cloud where it is based on completely Huawei cloud. And Amazon is setting up data center. GCP's investment on UAE and Saudi are actually, Amazon has a data center in Internet City. GCP also, they have a data center in Internet City, UAE, Dubai, which are actually drastic investments. So that is one thing. And Databricks has a very good dominance here in case of equivalent Hadoop, equivalent to CDP Hadoop, where because you have no other option to write the Spark jobs anywhere else than writing it on Databricks and cloud. So that is one thing. And push for Microsoft Fabric in the market is also more. That is one of the great things happening here. And okay, this is a talk of the town everywhere. Everybody wants to do this. LLM and AI. Okay, so 2020 was more like big data, Spark, big data, everything. So everybody wants to learn big data into before 2020. There are a lot of big data. My people from mainframe jumped to big data because there was a lot of focus and scope for big data, where big data was the talk of the town in 20 until 2020. Then suddenly everything started with, okay, people started talking about blockchain. Okay, blockchain is the next great thing. And then people started talking about AI. since 2022, AI, everybody, every learning programs or the biggest training companies in India, they doubled their prices for AI. Every colleges started their AI centric courses and raised a lot of fund, and the courses which worth for 30,000 becomes 3 lakhs. That's a different story. So that is what the term AI got. And now this LLM. You could see GPTs or Chat GPT. A lot of GPTs are there, and every company wants to solve the problems through the LLM, and they wanted to do see, all these are mostly on the company side to have a press media release to say them that, okay, we are adopting this new technology and we have and their stocks gets increased because, okay, this is what happening. It's all okay. That's a business strategies. But LLMs are happening here, and there are a lot of pushes for LLM towards the cloud. So that is again one of the great thing happening here. Like we did an implementation of LLM. We supported and did an advisory services for a bank on the LLM based on a Microsoft Azure, but unfortunately, certain services are not available here, where like the data cannot be moved to Western Europe. But we found an alternative way of accommodating only the code from Western Europe. The services happens on local. Likewise, that's the challenging things. When a new thing comes, not every region gets that, so that's a different thing. But LLMs are actually happening here, which means that is one more push for getting into cloud. So through LLM opportunities, some companies, cloud companies are pushing, okay, you can do this in Microsoft Azure, or you can do this in AWS, something like that. An increase in cloud DevOps practice. This is one of the great thing coming up. DevOps, again, you have a massive focus as a data engineer. You need to understand how this CI/CD things works, how the code check-in, everything happens, because this is going to be one of your major additional skill for getting into job, because everybody nowadays, the data engineering job role, you could see you need to have a CI/CD and DevOps practices to be known. So please get to know about cloud DevOps, at least so that it will be good for you. Jenkins and other few DevOps components which are aligned with the cloud engine. So that is one of the most important. And many companies are they want their proper DevOps practices to be done, so that it's a burdenless process, or I would say effective way of utilization comes when you have a proper DevOps, and nobody can spoil the code, and it can be properly recovered. You have a pipelines, so integrations are proper. So all these are most important when it comes when you adopt the cloud. You need to follow good practice. If not, again you will be on mess. That is the great thing. So you have to be following the practice. For that, you need to follow all the best practices, where DevOps for a data engineer is most important thing. I would say there are few other terms which are called data ops. Yes, that is one of, again, most important thing. So it's better. Every data engineer should know some mid-level of DevOps at least. So that is one of the most interesting thing here. Okay, job demands. Okay, after this job demands, I'll talk about the job and other things, like how do you get a job? How can you validate certain companies, or how, let's say if someone is giving you an offer, what you can do, and what are the authenticity you have to do, and how to search a job here. All these things I can give you. But the most important job demand here are core data engineers with strong skill. Okay, the reason why you could have seen a lot of my post recently, like not more, I was doing a lot of job posting, because until March or February last, I was doing advisory consulting for a bank. 6-7 months I was completely on their premises, so I couldn't focus much on other stuffs, where we were building a cloud-based product. So I was, because I don't want to be out of technology world, so I always want to try something, do hands-on, such kind of person. If I'm losing hands-on for 1 or 2 months, I feel so lost. So that's the reason why I actually I also can you hear me? Is my voice proper now for others? I saw a message that voice is breaking. Is it for everybody?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So that's what I wanted to touch the technology. Even if I want to teach, I don't want to just, again, book-based teaching is not my choice. So I worked recently for a product, and we K1 architecture and the whole project plan for that. A bank wants to build a very good product, which is a welcoming one because this region is creating their own product for various different things, massive improvements. So the people whom I interview for that are people who see I am not a very strict interviewer, but I my expectations are so honest. I want somebody to be very good on SQL. I got a lot of data engineer profiles where there are few people who couldn't write a basic. I don't say it's a basic. It's a mid-level. Fastest train between the stations or problems. So this problem, I mean, I just told them to create a basic data model and write a query and give me an answer for fastest train between the station. So, which means I even see there are a lot of people who are very good in Spark data engineering. I know that everybody are learning. Okay, but when you learn when you want to be a data engineer, you have to be very good on SQL because this is the heart of the data engineering. Okay, so please be very good on data SQL if you want to be on any position in data. Okay, you need to know SQL. Very good. Okay, and the core data engineers with SQL, Spark, and NoSQL skills are having more demand here. Kafka, yeah, you need to know Kafka. Some companies are using real time, and some companies are planning to do real time. So these are the more important skills when it comes to the core data engineers. BI, yes, always everlasting uh, job position in UAE is BI, Power BI based, Tableau. Power BI has a dominance here. So if you are a BI consultant and if you can do magics in Power BI, yes, you are most welcome here. You have a lot of openings, and I have my friends, a lot of friends who are BI consultants, staying in companies for 4 years, having a okay. In IT, you cannot say happy life, okay? And a normal life, like every IT engineers. So they have a very good opportunities with the companies to grow. So BI is you know that, right? BA has a limited set of opportunities, but there are more opportunities coming now. I could see some job postings coming for BI consultants. In my company also, we have very good senior BI consultants who are doing magics when it comes to the reports. I was saying, okay, the reports are really great. How can you do this? For that, the data engineering team did a lot of work. That's a different story. And cloud migration specialist, as I mentioned, the cloud migration is becoming a major thing here. Okay, so you have great things if you have done a cloud migration, and yes, this region is expecting more cloud migration specialists, and you should again you can easily learn any cloud components and the migrations. A lot of people are exposing their experiences about migrations, so I will also share a lot of things in upcoming weeks. I have a lot of plan. I am also bringing few other peoples. That is one of my plan where, see, I cannot be a good person, good techie for everything. So maybe I'm good at few things, but there are a lot of people who are good at various different areas. That is my belief. I am not a centric person or a god of data. I cannot. I feel funny when sometimes people write about everything, but I work with a lot of people. Even the data governance articles, I talk to my data governance guy, and he says, "Oh, this is bullshit now. Don't do this," because I'm not the good at it. When he talk to when he says, okay, these are the terms which you have to add, okay, I add it. And because when for me, the I have a very good team, and my team gives me a lot of information, and I cross validate with them because I cannot be good all the time, so I cannot project say that I'm a big guy. But that's the reason why I plan to bring a lot of people. If you are an expert in cloud, you please stop ping me in LinkedIn. I'm always responding to the people immediately, trying to. Okay, so this side of thing, we can help the people and understand the cloud migration challenges which you have faced. So the lot of things. So and cloud data architects, you have to plan because the business continuity is the most important thing in for anybody. Where when you move to cloud, how are you going to shift? How are you going to migrate or recreate? Because you consider you are having some of them on SaaS or a SAP implementation where you cannot just move it on cloud. You have to recreate it. Okay, so such kind of things have to be planned well because we got an RFP last year where they are saying, "Oh my God, Mike, I don't want to take this subscription after May." And this RFP was floating on in February, and when they take at least 2 months to close and finalize it. from April to May, they want to do a migration, cloud migration. Cloud provisioning is not very complicated. Microsoft can do it in 1 week, but they think that, okay, all their 500 workloads, they are saying that, okay, it's all direct mapping. You don't have to worry, but still it's direct mapping. It needs to create an ADF pipeline or Spark extractions, which takes at least 4 or 5 months. So that has to be properly estimated, and those information have to be shared to the customers, because they may think, okay, it's all easy because they attend the conferences and Microsoft says, okay, we can do miracle in 2 months and you can become a full cloud agnostic company. So all these sales pitches are not going to be real on the ground. So a cloud architect should tell them, okay, boss, this is the reality. Expectations was reality in IT is the most important thing. And this region has this problem. By attending conferences in UK or sometimes the local people travel to various different countries because they get a red carpet welcome, because everybody wants to get more customers here and more centric here. And they say, you have when a CTO or some relevant guy attends a meeting, everybody wants to impress him by saying that you can save 40% on this cost and you have an implementation. Yes, cloud has a very faster, rather than developing the code on CDP Spark, you have notebooks which has a proper orchestration with the ADF, and it can be faster, and you have a very good operations when it comes to cloud. Okay. When in case of CDP, you have to write a woozy job, or now in Airflow, or you have a different scheduler which has to monitor. That's one of the advantage, and it's true, but not 100% true. You cannot do magic within half a day. Okay, so that has to be properly evaluated by this cloud architects. DevOps and data ops. This is becoming a large market for DevOps and data ops, where many people are actually becoming DevOps engineer. I could see more DevOps practices are being followed here. So this is one of the great demand for data, and data platform and pipeline operations are still a good job here, but I don't say it has a long future, because recently I wrote an article about few job skills which are not going to be having a long future. So, but operations are going to be always neutral for at least next 2 3 years. So these are the job demands which are actually very good in UAE. And when it comes to job, there is a big perspective that, okay, you can take a tour visa, come here and get a job by attending interviews. That is good for entry level, or I would say if you need to get into a company administrator or non-IT, I can say or I would say you want to get into a BPO or something. There are a lot of opportunities like that. But if you want to get into IT, you need to be very good on LinkedIn, and there is a Naukri Gulf and Indeed. These are portals which are actually considered as good IT job posting stuffs. But everywhere there are scammers. If some consultancies call you and they say we have a job offer, but pay 500 dirhams, which is approximately 11,000 rupees, don't do that, because after you pay, there will be no calls attended. Okay, there are a lot of companies who are doing it, and they can talk in Hindi, they can talk in any regional language you want, Malayalam, Tamil. So they can say we are authentic, blah blah blah. We have office in Dubai, Sharjah. It's all very bullshit. Okay, so nobody here who are authentic ask for a cost to register. So please tell somebody whom you know, or keep this in mind as a first priority. You don't have to pay any consulting fees for your job. If a consultancy, like we have a outsourcing entity, we have a scope like that. Even we have a small outsourcing entity where we have some customers who are operating on time and material basis, where it's very straightforward. We have a margin. We have X and Y amount coming from customer. We pay X and Y to the person, and we have our profit. And we do what is that, visa for the person. It's all authentic. Okay, so don't ever get into this trap of pay the consultancy fee and we will schedule you interview. That's all crap. Okay, and and don't come here on tour visa until you have more time. If you have less time, have your job there, because coming here and you have to suffer a lot. Actually, you have to get into all the companies. Some of them say no, we don't allow you in. Such kind of things are happening. That is not a procedure here. It's all the old school BPO and administrator or assistance jobs, which people come and knock the door, ask for jobs. That is not going to happen here. Okay, don't trust on this. Maybe you have a 10% chance to get a job in that case. And you need to connect with the people. The references are the most valuable here because, this is a very closed and short, less number of people. Nowadays, many people are coming. Uh, you know, I can say I have a cousin in uh, Kochi who can come for a job. I have a cousin in Mohammadabad who can do this work. He is coming. Likewise, there are some internal references are there. But nowadays companies are looking for diversity, and they're not much companies are accepting the internal reference until they are a high push. So it is good if you have somebody, and if there are somebody who refers, that is good. But like somebody like I used to get at least 2-3 openings from a customer every month to be filled, and now we are onboarding to 2 other banks, which would have at least 8 to 10 openings, because I was not focusing on the outsourcing business. I was doing advisory and scope based thing, but this year we started getting into outsource. So I can post something on LinkedIn. Until February I was posting a lot, but we got nearly 700 profiles, which are okay now to do even the future postings. If unless and until if it is a different skill, I don't post. But my team is telling, okay, you post it because certain profiles are not very good as per their evaluations and the customer feedback. Because we have a portal where we connect with customer and show the profiles. They, and one more thing, if you are 3-4 years experience, please stay in India for 1 or 2 more years. There are less opportunities for somebody with 3-4-2-3 experience and all. You either call for a bad salary, and or you may not get it, because the customers here minimum asking 5 years experience. So that is one more thing. So please, and okay, coming to the cost of living and other things, this country, this region, UAE, when you talk about UAE and Abu Dhabi first, because Sharjah has a different style. UAE, first of all, the United Arab Emirates is having 7 emirates. Okay, Abu Dhabi, Dubai are the prominent. Sharjah is another emirate. Abu Ajman is another emirate. Sharjah, Ajman. You have Al Qain, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah. So these are the different emirates where the more great things are happening in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And everybody thinks Dubai is it's a country. It's not a country. It's one of the city here, and it's one of the emirate here, I would say. So the more IT jobs are in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. The cost of living in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, for let's say if you are 5 to 8 years, you can get 16,000 to 25,000 dirhams. Okay. Not I'm talking about the ranges starting the lowest from the service entity and highest from the product entity. Okay. So if you are 5 to 8, you can get something around 15 or sometimes even 12. Okay, 12 to 25 as the cost you can incur based upon your skill and based upon your previous companies. So that's one thing. And uh, you can actually, if you are 8 to 12, something around 25, 20 to 35, 20 to 32, I would say. When you are 15 years, you can easily get 27 to 35 or 40,000 dirhams. And one very good thing here is no tax. Okay. So you don't have to pay any tax. That is no 30% or 10% or no slab, nothing. Okay. And you have the time duration to travel India is very short. It's like a overnight journey, maximum 4.5 hours, even to Trivandrum and Kolkata, where Mumbai, Delhi, and all 3 hours hardly. Okay, so that is one important thing. And otherwise, when it comes to housing, if you are taking a 2 bedroom house, please be on mute. I could hear some sound.
Navnida bro, like you are on mute.
Sorry. Sorry, I muted everybody. Sorry. So when it comes to cost of living, the food items are not very costly. Sometimes even I cannot compare this only with apple and oranges, because Apple and oranges are very less costly, like 5 dirhams, or sometimes we get good apples here, which is not even possible in India to touch apples for 210 rupees. So likewise, certain food items are very good, and you have the non-vegetarians, which are approximately of 10-15% extra cost. That is acceptable, because in India is also not very cheap. I visited Chennai last time, and I bought the same biryani which I used to eat few years ago for 400 rupees. Okay, good. Thank you. So likewise, India is also becoming very costly, which means when it comes to housing, that is the most important thing: housing and education for your kids and family. Housing, you want to get a good 2 bedroom apartment in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. You have to spend 5,000 to 6,000 dirhams. 1 bedroom, 4,000, 3,500 to 4,000 dirhams per month. And schooling, it depends again. Like you have a CBSE schools here, a lot of CBSE schools in UAE, Indian education, Indian curriculums. I have international school, British and American curriculums. Indian curriculums are actually having, let's say, every month for a kid less than 7 or 8 years or 10 years, you have to pay 1,200 dirhams, 2,500 dirhams per month for their education. And for a senior, kids after seventh, eighth, you have to pay 1,500 to 1,700. On a good school, there are some big schools which are actually having lesser cost, like DPS and other. In India, DPS, all these are very costly, but here DPS is slightly less cost, and some schools are actually having much more lesser cost, which are very good. So the schooling will be one of the thing. And otherwise, food and travel, all these things. You have good metro connectivity in Dubai. You have buses in Abu Dhabi. You can actually, if you want to get a travel driving license, one of the challenges here, because they follow a lot of rules. But if you have if you have a driving experience in US and UK, or US and Europe, you can easily get a driving license here. You have golden chance also now. So you can just apply. I struggled a lot because I was a very good driver in India. I've driven a lot of hills, but I struggled 2 times a failure here. That's okay, because of the rules. I missed to follow a few things, so that is my mistake. They were very careful on it, so that is something. But now I have the license. That's not a problem. Uh, and coming to other expenses, you guys know, we must be knowing that. You can even accommodate all this in a very less cost if you are staying alone. I have few of my friends who are 15, they have 10, 12 years kid, where they are staying on a shade of accommodation. And once a month, or twice a month, one of my friend is going to India and come back. Take Friday evening, he travels, and Sunday night or Monday morning, he comes back. Because he has his family. That again, it's a choice. I mean, like, if you want to be very close with the family, you can bring them here, or you have multiple options. Okay, but when you want to save money and get more value from the country, it is good that UAE and Saudi are offer. You can come, because anyhow you decided to go somewhere and get the money. For that, you can come here and get a good money when compared to the other countries, which are very costly and not very good now on the cost of living. Because I know my friend who is in Canada crying that he's spending all the money there, so he cannot even save what he was saving here during the COVID time. So that kind of problems are happening now in different part of the world. So this is safe. This country is safe. So these are the things which I prepared about this market. Let's get into Q&A. So we can start one by one. Like, you can ask your questions. Anything you can ask.
Namani, this is Mano Balan from Chennai. Thanks a lot for sharing this wonderful session. So I have around 12 years experience in cloud migration and data engineering, as well as I am primarily working as a lead data engineering in Azure. And I am serving a notice period currently, and I just put my paper last week, and I have few offers in India from top MNCs, but I'm actively looking for outside opportunities. So again, I understand, you cannot, I mean, help us in overnight, but I think since I have 3 months time, if you help me to understand like what are the things I need to do in the next 3 months to get some opportunities in UAE. It might help me, Navneet.
Yeah, definitely. You can ping me in WhatsApp. Sorry, this LinkedIn. So we have, we would be having some opportunities coming for a senior. We are actually doing some migrations. So like there are a few opportunities which would come. I can check if, see, there are projects which are actually ramping up twice. So in that case, I may even get a very good opportunity. So that is one very good thing. You can, I'll update you. I'll put a LinkedIn post in this case when I get these opportunities. And we are also, as I told, we are onboarding ourselves to two bigger banks where they have constant opportunities coming up, and they are also looking for cloud guys. So we can do, and you can check there are opportunities in Emirates Airlines. You can start applying through LinkedIn or their website. And Etihad is also having a senior data engineer and data lead opportunities, which you can directly apply it on their website. And because I recently heard that one of my friend received a call from Etihad by uploading a profile last week. So you can check there. You can try your luck there also.
Yeah, sure. Navneet, thanks. I think, yeah. Since I'm serving notice period, I thought it may be the right opportunity, right time to
Trying knocking out the doors are always good. We can get an unexpected reply or a surprise from somewhere, right? That is what the job market.
Yeah, I will ping you in LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no
Nav.
problem. And there are a few questions I can answer this. Thank you for taking the and especially up to sharing your knowledge and practical. Okay, free necessary. Okay. Thanks, Satish. In one of the slides mentioned about Oracle ecosystem, so I want to understand. Yes, OBIE, all this, the complete Oracle NetSuite. Was that Suhas? Yes, the complete Oracle NetSuite are being used by some companies, and Oracle SAP. There are some companies completely using SAP and always crying for the cost. When we talk to them, oh, we have no solution for that. When can we end this? But if you ask, do you have any details about what pipelines are running in SAP? The technology guys are not because they said there was a company before 5 years who implemented it, and we have no details. It's just running, and we are doing only operations. So a lot of problems actually. But there are migrations happening. We are migrating it. Okay, next is moonlighting not allowed here. Okay, you can see logically, even in India, moonlighting is not allowed. Okay, because we gave a legal case to one person who was moonlighting it because he was there was a problem actually. Even in India, moonlighting is not allowed nowadays. There are companies who are very strict on it. Even MNCs and the service companies, whatever we have, right? There are few. We were doing some contract entities with some companies where now we have a strict BGV. There is a company who is even checking, validating the person's strong BGV. We are paying 2,300 rupees per head for the normal validation and 5,500 for a severe validation. After that only we are onboarding the people. So in future, moonlighting will be even tricky things because when you sign the contract, if you are signing as not a full-time contractor, it's okay. But if you are presenting to the customer and if you're charging 8 hours to the customer, there is a possibility that you may be getting a legal notice if you are doing it. If you are just doing a short term, that's okay. But if you are getting some opportunities to work with the customer on 8 hours on an expected time, that is a big risk. Okay. So do they consider 90 days notice period? Sarang, unfortunately, I have to give a negative answer to you. That is not possible. Okay, because the market is having more immediate joiners and open to work within 10-15 days. So this 90 days notice is now becoming a curse for us, for anybody who serve. So honest answer if you want, negative. Okay. So, and if you are good with MicroStrategy, yes, multiple opening, but there are Emirates as having MicroStrategy. Yes, that is good thing which are now because they have a good dependency on it. Yeah, data governance, very good answer, Ashok. Question, Ashok, because data governance is becoming a talk of the company here now, and I could see that there are some banks which were actually backward on the technology. They are buying Informatica Axon and EDC for all these things, because they know that the governance, data governance, proper policies and other stuffs with DQ are going to make a lot of difference on their data infrastructure, and also on their various different businesses they have. So data governance is actually having, there are a lot of charges the companies EY and other entities are charging for any data governance. So massive opportunities, but this massive opportunities are not going to be massive in numbers. Okay. So because every companies are happy with one or two data governance team. So because they don't have much things as of now, that's what their consideration to explore. But maybe in next years there will be more. That is something which we can expect. Interview guidelines for a data engineer, as I mentioned, the first question will be SQL. Okay. And you have to be very good on SQL, and they will start asking more about what are the projects you have done, similar things, and few things also. Be very good on SQL, because here and also they will ask about see, when I have seen few people attending an interview, they were telling, oh, I did this on cloud. I did no, what you did on premises. That would be a straightforward question at some time. So let's say Power Center Informatica, now we have IACS. So let's say they will ask more on Power Center, because the IACS migration is less. So in that sense, you still have to go back to your previous year project and start collecting more details about the Power Center if you want to move here. So likewise, okay. So the more interview, see, and there are some companies like, I could say, Mashreq Bank, Emirates, and ENBD. They are asking some questions about cloud, which are actually good, because they have a lot of future requirement on cloud, but still majority ask for and I would say, okay, this is one important thing. There are few companies, maybe you can ping me in LinkedIn if you have some opportunities from some companies. Some companies have to be avoided, because the way they work and the work-life balance are very, very bad, extremely bad at some companies. It's common in India also. It's common everywhere in the world. So I can let you know when you get an offer. I'll let you know which are the companies to be chosen. You can ping me. So some companies, it's better stay in India to come here. Okay, such kind of companies are also here, like everywhere in the world. So cloud migration, actually, cloud can be learned, but cloud migration is a complex thing which you have to get through experiences. But I can get you some of the people who worked with me and some of the experts on cloud migration. They can share the pain points. Like I did one cloud migration project myself, like with a customer. So we can share that. I can organize a session, Kasim. So that will be very good. Interview guidelines. That's what. Okay. Can we build portfolio projects on open data set? Yes, Dubai has few of the open data set. That will not come under moonlighting. That is on your personal projects. So interview process, definitely one first will be a your HR will talk to you. Same like India, because all these processes are very very similar like India. You will have a technical interview, 1 or 2 rounds, minimum 2 rounds actually. But if you go through consultancy like consultancies or outsourcing entities, like my company has a very good trust with the customers, where 1 round, because they believe that I have already did a scrutiny and I get all the things from the thing. So my customers, because I know them very well and they trust me, because we did a lot of projects for them. So, but some companies have such, some just outsourcing companies, you may have to attend 3-4 interviews and get into a senior manager level interviews. All these are actually possible. So expect 3 rounds of technical for sure. Okay, you can find it in LinkedIn. Yeah. Ayush was 1 minute. Ayush was having a question about any job portal. LinkedIn is one of the good thing, and you can use Naukri Gulf and Indeed, which are actually having good job postings coming up. IBM data stage, it is good for you overall to get into cloud because the data stage, personal Syed, like for the past few years, data stage is getting deprecated, not being much utilized, I would say. So it's better you for any part of the world, it's better you to get into cloud reach or informatica ISS. Yeah, go ahead. Someone was asking a question.
Yeah, this is Navin here.
Navin.
So actually, I was into the middleware integration domain. So how about the market of integration in UAE?
Yeah, middle integration market is very good here because these companies are still slightly backward on the technologies on premises. Middleware is one of the prime thing here. So you can definitely get a job with the middleware, and a TIPCO, whatever other few components are still widely used here. There are few adoptions also happening, but when it becomes a complete cloud, the middleware, even if it is cloud, middleware has a lot of options. So middleware has a very good option, I mean, honestly.
Okay, thanks. Mohit.
Yes, Azure Databricks, okay, Genil, that is a good thing because I told you they are adopting it. You can see Emirates, they have a job posting for Azure, which is actually good. You can see Emirates will have job posting, and actually I can't give direct XX. Like Etihad has a Azure and other things. So likewise, you can get some companies. I can give you some list. Maybe you can ping me in LinkedIn. But Azure, yesterday also I saw 2-3 openings which are actually based on Azure. So you can mm, find something. You can put instead of Azure you can put data and search where you have some opportunities with Emirates. Recently, there is Emirates one and Etihad one. Yeah, there are, okay, Abdul Basit, your question is not having exact direct answers. All these are preferred because recruiting firms, yes, it has the payroll companies are there, which are actually doing your insurance for what is that visa. Nowadays, insurance also becoming exemptions. WP. Okay, one important thing which I wanted to tell is okay. Let me complete this. Recruiting firms can give you opportunities, but they work based upon the contract. Consider I have one of my friend who worked for a recruitment firm, and the customer closed the contract after 6 months. From next day, they gave notice. 15 days notice or 5 days, even 5 days notice are also there. So that is one of the risks. In my company, like we have other projects also where we are trying to hold them for long term because we have scope-based projects. So we always need of a team member for scope-based. But 90% of the recruitment firms just stop your contract after getting what is that after getting this kind of contract closures. So it's good to have direct companies, but you have to wait a lot. And yes, just market, even I think we sent your profile to a few places. That is actually, you have to wait, but you like there are some opportunities which some customers are not taking their certain profiles. I don't know why, but we push the right profiles to a lot of people's. Even sometimes what happened was they ask us for 5-6 roles where when we say 2-3, they stop the roles and they are okay with the two from two, and then they wanted to say okay, after 2 months they come up for it. So the time is actually the problem here, and getting direct calls, yes, very tough. I mentioned during the middle of the session also. This part of the world has a different way of job, but if you get a job once, you can. It's like a lottery where and again the skills are also matters, not completely like a lottery, it's a wrong word, but you try that once you get it, that's it. So you can get because there is no concrete answer why these things are happening here. Because even we as a company who are even doing outsource are actually having problems because customers suddenly ask for 10 profiles and we send the 10 profiles, they will be silent for next 5 days. They say, oh, next week I need this requirement to be closed yesterday. We got some questions, and when it comes to the interviews, they were not responding. So it's all you're right. It is not like India. The data migration is going to take will be in Azure. Okay, we are doing 2 projects in Azure and 1 in G42. G42 is almost complete. Azure is actually what is ongoing, one is on proposal. So the Azure is having good focus here. UI offers to companies, yes, first of all, the salary and also most of the companies offers insurance and a flight ticket to India once a year. And what else? That's it. So if you are on a some low wages, people are getting housing and food, but in IT you cannot get that. So you get one-way flight ticket to India or one-time flight ticket to India or whichever country, and you have this insurance and product companies 100% they give insurance. Service entities it depends upon if it is a outsourcing companies, you have to take care of your insurance. Otherwise, it's fine. Contract offer job, yes, you can accept, but you have to be very clear about the contract duration. At least 1 year you accept it, so that you can settle here and even look for a better opportunity. 6 month contract is harmful for you. Can you list some of the consulting firms for data in Middle East? Okay, yeah, you can reach out to me. I have a few things, and you can talk to Synechron is actually doing a lot of things, and we are collaborating with a company called Maverick Systems for a bigger consulting opportunities. Synechron, in sense of bank, they have very good opportunities. And if you uh, have any openings find in Synechron, you can directly apply, or you can let me know. I have my friend who's close friend of mine. Likewise, Wipro has some good openings, but I don't suggest much on Wipro. Pragma Data is one thing. Datamatics is another company. And you have Halion is another company, which is a UK-based recruitment firm. Halion gives you some good job, good pay also, Halion. And you can ping me in LinkedIn. I can list something. Yes, Kari Bhavani Shankar. Okay, my employment close ended, and now I'm working to option for pending, not getting. I have 9 years of experience. Yeah, okay, Ramadan. Okay, this is Ramadan season here. Maybe until April. See, the business-wise, we are not facing any slowness on approvals and sign-offs and other things. But on a recruitment side, the people here works until two or three maximum during the Ramadan. 2 hour less working hours every day, and the approvals internally also they takes a lot of time because people don't because they cannot effectively work during the Ramadan because of the religious good thing happening. So it is, yeah, Ramadan has some reason for that. And see, first quarter is all after Ramadan you can get some good calls. And also I would say January and January, mostly the companies won't have any call. They will plan for the year. February is actually kind of sound check, where they start some opportunities. After Ramadan only, most of the time you receive the call because the company realizes, oh my God, I have not closed this job position until this, or I have this so and so investment, which will be wasted because consider they have a 10 million dirhams investment every year for a specific team. If they are not utilizing this 10 million or at least 9 million, they won't get 10 million next year. So for that, they close this. They wanted to close or they wanted to utilize the money. So that is one good thing where it takes. And if you are Bhavani, if you are in UAE, you have more chance of getting a job calls than people in India. That is one more thing. But again, wait until April. So that's one thing. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
This is Kasim. I'm very comfortable in Tamil. Tamil I
Okay, great, Kasim.
So actually நான் வந்து ஒரு 15 years plus experience. Last 12 years வந்து நான் சென்னையில ஒர்க் பண்ணேன் pure development actually with SQL. Last 3 years வந்து நான் இங்க ஒரு துபாயில தான் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் ஹெல்த் கேர் செக்டர்ல. So only SQL reporting. But எனக்கு அது கம்ஃபர்டபுளா இல்ல. Only SQL mostly ad hoc requesting. So I think government engineer. So mostly multiple hospitals and clinics வந்து எனக்கு report request வரும். Based on that request, ad hoc request நான் queries எழுதி data. So நான் உங்க செஷன்ல பார்க்கும்போது இப்போ நீங்க cloud migration இந்த மாதிரி I know Power BI எனக்கு தெரியும், ஆனா not familiar. நான் Power BI ரொம்ப familiar கிடையாது. பட் என்ன எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்றாங்களோ அதை என்னால பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ நீங்க இப்ப சொல்லும்போது இந்த cloud data migration இதுனா சொன்னோம். ஸோ உங்களுடைய suggestion வந்து நான் next step போறதுக்கு வந்து என்ன பண்ணலாம்?
Yeah, one good thing. Okay, he was asking question about he's more very good on SQL and he's doing day in day out on SQL. So now he wants a suggestion about what has to be done next or what kind of new things have to be learned on getting into it. Okay, so see, SQL is the heart for any data engineer. So you are really good on it. That is a very positive thing. So, and for you to learn any other things are going to be easy because take Spark. Spark is full of Spark SQL. Okay, so you have to learn the core of Spark and you can write the same query and get the result. Kafka is becoming SQL. KDB, KSQL DB is there, right? So Flink has a Flink SQL. See, any new innovations which are coming in this data engineering is actually more aligned towards SQL only. That was olden world where you need to know Python or Scala, sometimes even complicated Scala and Java to know the data for a data engineer to do. That is a different story nowadays. Everybody wants things to be more simple. Even now in future, you may not need to do like a hardcore SQL. You have to drag and drop. That is what market. So if you have a good because see, honestly, I could see a lot of data engineers without proper SQL are actually struggling now. But if you have SQL, you are already a core data engineer where for you to learn நீங்க படிக்கிறது ஸ்பார்க் அந்த மாதிரி சில விஷயம் படிங்க. You just learn about Spark and other things. Spark core, take a Spark internals book and learn all the Spark cores. So you have a very easy transition to become a complete data engineer what market expects. So அதனால வந்து உங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பாசிட்டிவானது. So that's what Kasim.
Thanks.
I think I have some more chats. Okay, Mona, there is a question. Next data engineering session, yes, I'm planning next week again, or next week, or sometime next week, related to a few of the projects we did or the challenges. I can bring my team and talk about few things. So that is one thing which I'm planning, and eventually I'll be pulling. I have few friends who are chief data officers. The senior data, the decision makers of the companies. I'm trying to pull them for a set meeting so that let's say some of them are working in Gulf, some of them are in working for US companies, head of engineering. I'm planning to pull them. It's like I have a very good personal relationship with them, so they will be happy to do it. So I already spoke to a few, and I'm trying to find the time. So like that's what I'm going to do. I cannot show my face all the time. I'll be bringing few new faces and they will be sharing a lot of things so that will be useful for the community. That is what my plan. Do you prefer job seeker visa or tourist visa? Okay, coming to work here, yes, people are coming in tour visa and the companies are processing their visa. Even jobs, tourist visa is fine. Nobody is going to ask you question. So that's fine. And you have 2 months, and some of them are even taking a short Oman trip and renewing it and coming back after this. That's all common. So tour visa, and within tour visa, your company have to process your Emirates ID, which is the local visa, and Emirates ID has to be processed. So that's fine. Yes, correct, Shiva. Even Delta Light tables are equal. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Shiva.
Now, Nita, I have one more quick question. I know it's long session.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So Navneet, I have one basic issue. See, suppose whatever the complex query you provide, right? If you give me 15-20 minutes, I will complete it. But in interview, they are expecting it to be completed in 5 minutes, right? So
Okay.
I don't know how to solve that problem, because even how complex it is, if you give 20 minutes, I will complete it.
This is the problem of interviewer actually, because even I have one. I took one guy to my to an interview to my customer. Personally, I worked with him for 2 years. Okay, so that guy can do magics in SQL. Okay, he converted the whole SAS logic to a SQL actually for one of our project, and within 3-4 months he finished the whole project. Like a major guy. Okay, that guy failed in a SQL round.
Yeah.
See, there is a Tamil comedy, right? There is a Tamil comedy. Motor ammai vadalam avanavan seidha vinai. So, like, you cannot expect whatever you have, right? So it's all the fate comes in between and dance on your head. Okay. So
Yeah,
I am
but
like
it's
this is
very
I,
normal.
Kumar
I
So
here.
hate
then
such
I
kind
guess
of
it's a normal.
interviewers. I hate
Okay.
such kind of interviewers. Maybe I can even write a post about this for you. Okay. So this is totally a bad interview. You cannot
Yeah,
I see you cannot say, okay, do this. I have a complex query. Create a IPL dashboard with I create a query which gives the matrices of the players who scored a great average in all the series wise or team wise, blah blah blah. This cannot be solved
we need
within
lot of
2 minutes,
time
guys.
to complete this. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw one guy was asking a question. Consider I have an table IPL. You need to know the average, best batting average of the person from the team wise and also series wise. Guys, please.
Okay.
So
Thanks, Naveen.
Hey,
I think it just makes me happy at least to know that. I mean, it's normal. I
this
thought
is
it's
not
a
your
problem with
problem.
me.
Okay? This is not your problem.
Okay.
Hi Navneet,
Hi,
Shakir
Navalda.
here.
Yeah, one by one, please.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Hi. Yeah, I totally agree with Shiva Kumar. Actually, I'm in the same phase of. I actually took many interviews. I recently got a test where 15 minutes were given. I to need to write the Python code and the SQL query with all those things. So I have 10 plus years of experience, but I could not crack the SQL. I did cloud migration with good MNCs. I have 10
It
years
is
of
not possible.
experience. I worked almost 5 years in a Informatica ITL company, but I could not crack the SQL interview question.
Even the same guy would take half a day to do that. Okay, the one who takes interview.
So I literally failed in that interview.
If you see, let's say practically after you hired, if you are possible, and you give same task to that guy, he will ask, he will put on the storyboard 2 days. So these are
I,
unavoidable.
I I did two cloud migration projects with SQL, everything all in SQL. And
Yeah.
so I totally agree with Siva Kumar there actually. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's a genuine problem. Yeah.
these are I don't know, like I cannot say what can. Please don't be such interviewers. That is the honest feedback. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I just want to raise that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Anybody?
hi, Navalda.
Yes, Saranya.
Yeah, actually to get a transition from one technology to another technology, is it good to prove our skill set either in a way of certification or we need to showcase our portfolio project?
Very good question, Saranya. Okay, certifications has different terms in case of technologies. You do Cloudera certification, it is not very good. But if you do Informatica and Microsoft certifications are actually having good values because of the way the certificates. See, certifications are not just to test your book knowledge, but also your practical knowledge. Okay, your DP certificates are okay in Microsoft and also the other clouds. Whereas you take some other certificates which are not even worthy, where you answer MCQ questions are not that great. And learning. Okay, learning wise, see the reason I have lot of requests. I can honestly show you some of the requests where people from my 3-4 years back. See, I have trained a lot of people, 140 batches where the people wanted to learn and they refer some of their friends to ping me and ask for a training, which I am not doing for the past 3 years. Okay, so the one good thing, there are a lot of trainers. You can actually find some trainers for 30, 25. And one bad thing which I noticed yesterday night, I was doing a market research and literally shocked actually because I was taking 80 hours to 100 hours course for 20,000 rupees, 25 to 30,000 rupees maximum, like 25. And now I could see some very basic courses with and more. My trainings are live actually, like how what we are doing right now, right? My trainings are most 100% live. I don't take any video training, but now I'm seeing that some of the trainings with videos are no more than a lakh. I saw like recently one company have released a training material for 1.7 lakhs data engineer basics. Not required, guys. That is not at all needed. I see some of them are doing still for 30,000, which are they are very good. They have a industry background, and I could see one guy is doing for free. Yesterday I saw one guy posted that somebody, if you are having a job, if you lost the job, I can do it for free, please. And these trainings are basics, Saranya. You cannot get a job through these trainings. Even I never, I never told my people that when they come for interview, I never guarantee that you will get a job. I told my marketing guy, don't guarantee this because whatever I was teaching are basics. Okay. So with basics, you cannot, maybe I 1 out of 100 can get a job that can be published in Facebook or LinkedIn and become a marketing strategy, but it is not for, and one more thing I saw, like I was calling the people personally and I was asking them if somebody was not attending the training, but I heard like some training companies, after 2 3 they have 6 months of trainings, after 3 months nobody is attending the class, and like nobody turns up, which they don't bother because just money, happy, I get money, it's your problem, you didn't attend, that's it. Such kind of things are also happening. So take, you can, that's what somebody was writing, that you have everything on YouTube, that is sometimes good, and there are a lot of things are actually happening very good in internet. This guy Zach and all giving all the YouTube videos. Stephen Mark has a Udemy, very good things. So better utilize, try to there is, this is a myth, this myth is a very bad thing, where spend 10% of training, that is just for the corporates to get 100 crores 200 crores easily. That is not like that. You have everything available in internet, everything properly articulated. You have to learn, that's you have to uh, believe on that, and when you see outcome, both of you, the person who paid 1 lakh and you will have the same knowledge, and you need to do hands on either way. You have cloud, every cloud has a free subscriptions, utilize it wisely, or you can take, you can set, you have a Linux laptop where you can set up and start writing queries, Spark, you can set it up, the notebook, and do it. It's all, our Databricks is offering something free, everything, it's up to you. You either you need a spoon feed or you learn from yourself. My personal thing is, you learn yourself, and solve the problem gives you more value than asking someone listening to a video. So believe it or not, try this. You learn, you set up everything, and you face the problem. You solve the problem by through Stack Overflow. You take a solution from, you take a problem from what is that, GitHub or something. Solve yourself and get something. Yeah, you may have a friend who can validate it for you, or reach out to me. I can connect you with some of my friends who can validate for you free. That's, or you do a validation. This is most important thing. Learning yourself gives you more value, but if you don't believe, then you have to spend money.
Thank you.
Yeah, some of the jobs demand were then Power BI, CI/CD, and then we should only focus on full stack. Yes, definitely, Abdul Basit. You have to focus on full stack data nowadays. You have to touch. That's why I told right. All these basics things, along with extra stuffs like DevOps, CI/CD, uh, cloud, all these are required. You cannot write just a Python Spark code and get a job. You need to have SQL, Spark. It's an ecosystem, because you may do one thing, but your job need a lot of things where you have to learn and do. That is what important. So what are the cloud tech the stack need to be learned for data analyst? First of all, you need to know basic cloud. Better go through the DP, data professional course, data professional certificate, which you get anyone data professional certificate, that is fine. 3 years is not very good, because I personally have my customers who are asking for 5 years minimum for any data engineers. They are, I was approached by a lot of guys who are very good on SQL with 3 years experience, because this Gen Z is having, I could say 70-80% of the Gen Z are very good on basics, and they have more productivity. But unfortunately, I cannot use them right now. Any other question or?
Navneet, I will reach out to you on LinkedIn, so I might need
No
your
problem.
help when my notice period goes close to 30 days.
No problem, Shiva. Anybody else?
Yeah, Navneet, I have one question.
Yes.
So, so I'm as you know, so I'm trying for the job opportunities in UAE. But the people they are asking like, so API development and data warehouses. Okay, data warehouses also part of data engineering, and also they are more asking like knowledge or experience in machine learning and DevOps.
Yeah, this is what this certain set of jobs, right? They I think, are you attending interview with the direct company or through consultancy?
No, I'm just trying to attend. But I haven't get any calls so far. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
just
the interviews. Sometimes the consultancies ask all the questions, all the possible technologies in the world. Okay.
Okay.
So because they want, they will check and they push you for something which is relevant to you. You see, you honestly tell them this is not my expertise, but I can learn and do it. That is what you can do. Because again, if you say you are good in machine learning, they will ask you to solve a Monte Carlo simulation.
Also,
That is even a machine learning guy takes 1 month.
Yeah. So Power BI, Django.
Power BI is good actually. I would say like data engineers learning basics of Power BI is nothing harm. So you can learn Power BI. You have everything in Microsoft. You have free access for a Microsoft Power BI cloud where you can learn, and I would say just a barrier, just a virtual barrier. If you see and do one basic report in Power BI, you have a confidence that okay, I can do much more. So that is actually not a complex way. You have to create a query. There they have a direct query method where you can connect your database and directly execute your query. So use the direct query method in Power BI cloud, and you can do it.
Okay, I got it. And one more
I
thing.
just worked on. I have a team who's working on it, so that's why I know all these things. So that's why I want to be in touch with technology to talk and give answers.
Okay. So and one more thing. So I have 6 years of experience in AWS and 1 year in GCP. So still, do I need to learn Azure? But under the hood,
See,
the concept.
okay, I can give you an honest answer. What difference you feel when you are when you have AWS and GCP on same plate?
No,
Just
nothing.
name, right? Just
No,
name,
same.
right? It is something
Mapping.
like riding a pulsar and what is that
Yeah.
bullet?
Hmm.
It's just you have to decide. Both the driving styles are same, different vehicle. That's it.
Okay.
So names are different, and internals are same.
Same. Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
feel. So okay.
So just go through the Microsoft videos and you just learn. Okay, here I have Glue, there I have ADF. Here I have S3, I have ADLS thing, and here also Lakehouse, there also Lakehouse. Iceberg. So it's everything same.
Okay.
Hi, bro. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. So I have one question. So currently, I'm working as a Power BI developer, okay, in Dubai. And like I mainly work on on-premise technologies like SSIS, SQL. So and I want to make transition to like Azure data engineer, which means like end to end, like I want to cover. So for that, like I just want to understand like what steps I need to follow.
Okay.
Or
Right now, do Google about Microsoft Fabric, Data Fabric. Okay. Microsoft Data Fabric has an architecture. So that has a one lake, okay, which is, yeah, correct. Somebody also answered the same thing, GP for Fabric. Go through basic architecture of Fabric. Fabric has Power BI inbuilt, okay, Power BI Pro license inbuilt, okay, and you have Lakehouse, which is for storage, which is based on the Delta and other stuffs. Same like Databricks, Lakehouse. Same actually, not same like same. Okay, and you have ADF. You have other components which are added. It's a bundle where if you know that bundle, you have a because you already know the 30% of the thing which Power BI, right? So you have to see how this Power BI works on cloud. So the same SSIS references the SSIS job can be easily converted to ADF. That's not a problem. Okay, so even they have utilities actually. If you talk to Microsoft Professional Service, they have utilities. So it's nothing going to be complicated for you. You already consider you're already 50, 70, 50, 60% ready.
Okay, bro. Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? You could see some more chats. Yeah, Fabric, correct.
Brother, one more question. Like, if you are staying in Dubai, are you planning for any meetup in Dubai or?
That's what, man. I'm actually planning to open a tech community because I have office. I have space to even somebody come and meet here. I'm planning because that is one thing which is missing in this region after COVID. There is no tech forum or no tech meeting for data. I mean, first of all, no tech forum for IT even. And the tech people are totally isolated because the majority crowds is here are not on tech stuffs. So, I mean, the IT people are very isolated here. That is one thing which I feel. Like I plan to do it. I'll work on this. Maybe next week I'll try to gather some people through Google Form, and I'll put one meetup, a virtual meetup first. I have a lot of friends here, man. I have a lot of friends. There are, oh, I meet. I'm actually right now staying in near to Ivan, but like I stay in Green Community DIP, but my office is in Ivan Batuta, which is near to Gardens, Discovery Gardens, where I'm at the others, where I'm at the place where many IT people are here. But you know, everybody are feeling the same thing where the forums are not properly organized or no forums, first of all. Let's do that.
Okay, bro. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I think we are good. This is 1 o'clock in India, 1:15 for the lunch. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. So I'll write a post about this in LinkedIn so you can share your feedback also. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Have a nice
bye.
day. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.